Hey, Brian Parker here with another exciting video. It's going to be a short one as far as me being on camera here. I'm going to go video on video back into Parker GPT. You can use GPT, but it's going to be wide world. Parker GPT is focused like a 22 laser on your needs to create an answer, create a counter-affidavit, create a counterclaim if you want, and I'm going to show you the entire process now. So attached to this video will be a checklist of everything you need to do when filing an answer against a complaint. And what I mean by a checklist, because there's two other things you need to do. So you'd go to Parker GPT, killdet.ai, and ask Parker GPT, hey, answer this lawsuit. So you download your lawsuit into Parker GPT, and then you'd prompt it. So you'd say, hey, Parker GPT, after dragging it down, draft an answer with the plaintiff and defendant's name and case number, assert lack of standing, broken chain of title, statute of limitations applies, FDCPA 1692E. You've seen me do lots of videos on that. So whatever your needs are for your answer, if it's a debt buyer case or if it's a creditor case, explain to it, and it doesn't take long for it to, it's me. So I do this for a living. So just give me a hint inside the Parker GPT, and within one or two prompts, you'll have what you want. This may sound weird, but it gives you more than you need. So your job at the end is to cull the thing, is to cut away the stuff that doesn't apply. Please don't think I'm being egotistical, but I like to give people more than they ask for. That's what Parker GPT does. It goes nuts. It gives you tons of stuff, things you don't even think about, but it'll do whatever you ask. So if you ask for an answer, say, thank you for the answer, now put it in a Word doc. Then you take the Word doc, you fix what needs to be fixed, checking the law and your facts, and that's it. Now, after you're done with that, you want to create a counter-affidavit. Hey, Parker GPT, create a counter-affidavit based on that answer, based on the complaint from the plaintiff. And then you review it. If it's good, put it in a Word doc. That's something else to print. Hey, Parker GPT, what do I do next? So the two things you do with an answer and a counter-affidavit, by the way, when you ask for an answer, it'll probably give you a counter, or me will give you more than you ask for. It'll give you a counterclaim. So you'll see in the next video where I say, hey, yeah, thanks for that, but can you just give me an answer in a Word doc? If you want to leave it alone with the counterclaim and file it like that, that's up to you. If you think you've got enough facts to file a counter-affidavit, a counterclaim, then do that. Myself, I separate the counterclaim from the answer, but that's an expectation of the court, of me as an attorney doing this, the so-called expert. But if you include it in your answer, that's fine too. In fact, in a lot of states, the counterclaim must be filed at the same time as the answer, not with the answer, meaning in the same document. But if you keep it together, I don't think anybody's going to bust your chops for that if you're pro per or non-represented. But if you just want the answer and the counter-affidavit, then fine. So the two things that you do, once you've decided what you want, let's say you wanted a counterclaim. So you check and print the counterclaim, the answer, and your counter-affidavit. So you attach the counter-affidavit Exhibit 1, and you attach their silly complaint Exhibit 2. Why? Because you want to show the court that you want to make it easy for them. So everything you're saying is wrong with the case and the complaint, attach it. So if you make it easy for the court, they'll make it easy for you. Make it easy for the court, make it easy for you. And remember the great line we just came up with. Keep repeating, Your Honor, this case is DOA. DOA, dead on assignments. That's a great line. Stuff comes to me while I'm doing this. I didn't plan that. I didn't ask anybody to help me. I'm like, DOA, everybody knows what, sorry, it was DOA. That idea, is it a good idea? Nah, that was DOA. Well, we all know that means dead on arrival. How about dead on assignment? Say that 3 times to the court. They'll repeat it back to you and to them, because that's the genesis of your whole argument. So that's what you're going to be putting into Parker GPT. You'll say these 2 things though. I would like a proof of service of everything that I've created. I want a proof of service saying if this was sent to the court, this was sent to the other side. Whenever you enter a case, you must do a proof of service. I served the court. I served the other side. Parker GPT will do that for you. Just ask. Then you can ask, I would like a letter that says to the court, I enclose everything. The answer, the counterclaim, the affirmative defenses, the proof of service. So everything you've done, ask Parker GPT to create a letter to the court. The address will be on the summons of the complaint that you feed it, and it will create that letter. I must say this again before I start the video for you, the inside video. The proof of service is everything. It can save you, it saved me. You always get, because you're non-represented, and they do this to me even when I'm represented, when I am the attorney, they'll go, hey, we didn't receive anything, and here's the proof of service saying, not only do you send it overnight if you choose to do it, here's Bob Smith signed for at Bad Collection Law Firm. It's embarrassing, and you'll get your way with the court and with them because you just showed them to be liars. So proof of service, proof that you served. So please remember this, no matter what you do from there on in, if you think about the case and you told someone about it, proof of service, I thought about the case, I'm being silly, but always file a proof of service. So this is the first time you're meeting with the court, you prove you served it. And there's 3 ways to serve. There's mailing, or I would do with you a certified return receipt requested. I do FedEx if it was me. Just because these are scoundrels. They'll go, oh, we didn't get anything. So do that. Number 2, most jurisdictions are turning into electronic filers. So you must file it electronically. That's good for you. You don't have to spend the money on overnight. And the minute it is filed electronically, you get an email back saying you filed everything. Or number 3, go to the court, take your copies and timestamp. So the video I'm going to show you now goes into greater detail than that. And I'm going to say thank you for watching this video. I hope that explains everything. The final thing you're going to do, which I'm going to tell you to do after this video. Thank you. Hey, Brian Parker. This, like, if you will, small video is going to be inside a larger video, but I think this is going to be longer than the actual topic inside the video. And so what I'm going to do today is show you how to use kill.ai to create a lawsuit, to take a lawsuit, find an answer, find a counter-affidavit, find a counterclaim if you need that, a proof of service, and anything else we need to attach, even a letter to the court. So everything you need to file an answer is inside kill.com, kill.ai. So we're going to use the AI to show you how it works. So I created a phony complaint that I will attach right now. It's a complaint versus David Tedder. Please create an answer to the attached complaint with the proper defendant and plaintiff name and case number in court. Now we Parker GPT is thinking. Excuse me. must be doing a good job because it's still thinking. It has a vast reservoir to draw upon with the 1,100 probably 1,200 documents now in all my videos, based on my analysis of your complaint from blah, blah, blah to David Detta. And there you go. There's the answer. Oh, quite a good one, actually. It's going, and then it's adding its affirmative defenses. Excellent. So some of these apply, some of these don't. Eventually, you're going to have to just cull what doesn't apply. Oh, it's done a counterclaim for you. Attach the counterclaim. I don't want that, so we'll cull that. I named the law firm Bad Law Collection Group. So I'll attach the phony affidavit to the video, the main video. Please create a Word document of the answer without the counter claim. You just want the answer right now. And then what you will do is, if you want a counterclaim, it doesn't go within the answer. It's an attached document. A lot of states require that you file the counterclaim at the same time as the answer. Check your state rules, obviously. So now it's creating a Word doc for you of the answer. So everything's being done for you. You must check the law and the facts to make sure it comports with you and what you know. Word document formatting instructions. Oh, excellent. And then I'm going to ask it for please create a counter affidavit, the important affidavit, counter affidavit, from the above facts and answer and complaint, with emphasis on the fact that the plaintiff, I can't read that, does not have ownership of the debt as the chain of title is broken and there are no proper assignments. So I'm asking it to create a counter affidavit. That's going to be your Exhibit 1. Your Exhibit 2 will be the actual lawsuit. You want the court to see the lawsuit. So if you make it easy for the court, they'll make it easy for you. They'll look on, because generally the garbage that the plaintiff files, the court's going, what is this? And then you say, here's what's going on. Attached Exhibit 1 proves it. Attached Exhibit 2 is their schlocky complaint. So make it easy for the court, and the court will make it easy for you. So it's producing your counter affidavit. Now, what you do beyond that is, once you've got everything, you can ask it to produce a counter affidavit, a counterclaim. Please produce a counter claim on the above facts and counter affidavit and plaintiff complaint showing violations of FDCPA. So please produce a counter. So it's producing, it's thinking. If you want a counterclaim, there it is. If you don't, that's fine too. A counterclaim, if it's appropriate, and here it goes, it's printing, and you can put it into a Word document, is a leverage maker or a leverage creator, and you want that. You'll get a better deal the more you show them how bad their stuff is. So now we're going to wrap this up the way you should wrap this up. So it is creating right now a beautiful counterclaim. It doesn't apply. You'll review it and cut it out what doesn't apply. And it gives you a strategic advantages of this counterclaim. That's beautiful. So now we want to give it to the court. So here's a small thing, but it's huge. When you've created everything, I'm just going to read. After reviewing everything to make sure the law, facts, and information is correct, name your counter-affidavit Exhibit 1, add their complaint Exhibit 2, and attach the exhibits to the answer and your counterclaim if you use a counterclaim. Add the proof of service and letter to the court and make copies of the originals for all parties and the court and an extra copy for your file. Always have an extra copy for your file. So how that, as far as the court and the other side is notified, and they have to be. Once you are aware of somebody else in a case, you have to notify them of everything you do in the case. Failing to do that is a violation of the law. So, and the rules. So please, now this is what I want. I want you to do you always do a proof of service. If you've got a proof of service that you did something and they claim you didn't and try to do something bad to you, you go, here's my proof of service. And the court says, yep, we got it. August 2nd, 2024. So always supply the proof of service for everything you do. Proof of, it should be your service. So please create a proof of, what is it doing that for? I'm on two different, please create a proof of service that I served everything to the court and the attorneys for plaintiff. So I'm going to ask it to create a proof of service. So anything you do on the file, once you make an appearance saying, hey, here's my answer, proof of service, I served the answer on the court, proof of service, because you can get defaulted if there's no proof that you filed an answer. See, here we go. It creates a beautiful proof of service. It always gives me more. Documents served, answer. Oh, that's, Jesus, gives you more than I create. But I don't like to inundate this is pretty good. So now the last thing, please. So you got a proof of service. You need that. Create a letter to send to the court saying, here is the answer, affirmative defenses, proof, service, and counter. It's the last thing you need. So you just need a letter attached to that. So let me repeat everything again. Once you're done reviewing, once you review everything, you print it, make sure it's good, sign everything. Don't sign until you've finally reviewed that it meets with your facts, your law, and the way you see things. Then you print everything. So you print everything, and so you will have a letter to the court, proof of service, the answer with the counter affidavit, and the Exhibit 2 lawsuit, and a counterclaim if you choose to do a counterclaim. Then you will copy that batch. So you print it all, it's ready to go. You sign what you need to sign. There's 3 documents to sign: the letters to the court, the proof of service, the actual answer, and then fourthly, if you do a counterclaim. Do not send anything out unless it's signed. Law firms send tons of stuff out unsigned, claiming that they have the original.
You're not that. You're signing everything. You follow the rules. You have clean hands. So then you take all that and you file and send the original to the address of the court, or you e-file it. So there's three ways to serve the court. One, you mail it. And I would, for my answer, I do certified mail, certified return receipt requested, keep a paper trail, register by mail. That green card comes back from the court. Secondly, you can e-file. If you have an e-filing jurisdiction, then you just e-file everything. You don't have to put a stamp or do certified mail, or go to the court yourself. And when you do that, you have several copies and you go, here's my original answer, timestamp this. Here's the answer for the other side, timestamp. Here's an answer for me, timestamp. So you'll have a timestamp copy, because they do this to people all the time. I didn't get the answer on time. So if you've got this timestamp from the court, you've got them, and then you can mess with them. And now it doesn't want to print the letter. That's fine. It's just a letter. Just ask for the letter to the court. And that is your small video within video of using Parker GPT to answer. Now I'm going to sign off, and there'll be a bigger video with my show notes. I'm going to also create like a checklist to do for you to make this happen, to properly serve the court and the other side with your answer. All right, thank you very much.
Hey, Brian Parker back to end this video. The final thing you do when you've looked over everything, applied the right facts and law, you've got Exhibit 1, you've got Exhibit 2, this is the final thing I must ask you to do. It's easy. You've put everything in Word document. Parker GPT does it all. All you have to do is check the law and facts. So at the end, you print everything, and after reviewing everything, you make sure the law, facts, and information is correct. Name your Counter-Affidavit Exhibit 1. Parker GPT will just say, hey, can you create a sheet of paper that says Exhibit 1, Counter-Affidavit? It'll do that. Then you put in, can you create an Exhibit 2, Plaintiff's Complaint? Boom, it comes out. And you place that on top of the copy of the complaint, and Exhibit 1 on top of the counter-affidavit, and attach it to your answer, and counterclaim, if you will. But after you've done all that, attached all the exhibits to the answer and the counterclaim, add your proof of service and the letter to the court. So now you've got a batch of stuff. I just did it 5 minutes ago. Copy that. So it's in you've saved it, PDF, whatever. That original document goes to the court. A copy goes to the other side, and a copy in your file of the original signed. Make sure everything is signed. Proof of service should also be proof of signature. So remember, POS in the business is called, did you do a POS? Did you do a POS? Proof of signature, proof of signed, proof of service. I hope this and the video within the video where I'm actually using Parker GPT for you, showing you how easy it is, works. Thank you for watching.